G's got to be careful because the Earthshaker is going to be there with the stun, and it's a pretty okay matchup as long as you don't overextend. You can go for the last word. What he's doing right now is really smart. He's just right-clicking RTZ non-stop because RTZ actually went for the Wraith Band, meaning that he's got 3 refraction charges by my count. Like, he can use it 3 times, and if he just gets zoned out like this, and you pull creep aggro correctly, the TA actually can't stand in the lane.
Yeah, especially now with Curse of the Silent taking away more of those refractions. Soon as he sees the refraction popped, he immediately uses that Curse of the Silent to put more pressure on RTZ, especially since he's not going to be getting that quick bottle, at least not fast enough. He will run out of those charges, and G may be able to take control of this lane. Now, let's talk about some of our other off lanes, such as DK Phobos, who has to use the Skewer to be able to get away from the Tuscalina combination at bottom. Seems like a very kill-heavy combo between these two. DK Phobos is going to have to play this a bit careful.
I actually think this is a lane he's going to do okay in, or at least get levels, because when you're playing a core Lina, especially in the short lane, the weakness is you either go for the CS or your last hitting,
right,
or you're right-clicking him, and most of the time you're just going to be playing the CS deny game, which he's doing right now. And DK Phobos, as long as he only approaches when he has mana for Skewer and the cooldown off, he should be perfectly fine.
All he has to do is make sure he stays ahead of the Snowball and ahead of the Ice Shards. If he can't get the Skewer off, he'll easily be chain stunned down and perhaps may end up dying. Zai, meanwhile, is going to be our other offlaner. He's going to be playing the Darkseer, just picking up the Banner Room at the top lane. He's going up against the Dusa, Lil's Rubik, as well as FNG's Naga Siren. Now, this is another one of those safe laners, despite the fact that it is a hard carry. Oh god, it's going to be not quite caught out. The Ice Shards and Fissure combination doesn't block him in, and he will be able to escape and continue his pressure immediately onto RTZ. But going back to it, a safe laner who is actually self-sufficient, after a certain amount of time, you can afford to leave the Medusa alone in a lane against a Darkseer.
Yeah, she can pretty much zone him out. The build that he's going for is that Mystic Stake really strongly, and so he should be able to kill the Ion Shell creep really easily. Right now, what causes me concern for Secret more than anything is this mid lane, where G, I mean, Silencer's a hero that just naturally dominates the lane. You can't really go up against him toe-to-toe, and one of the weaknesses of TA is that she does a good job CSing, but it's really hard to pressure with their pre-level 6, and you're seeing that right now because he's pretty much just spamming to keep her out of the lane. This is not something you want if you're Team Secret. Like, I'm used to seeing RTZ pretty much dominate the mid matchup, or at least win heavily in CS.
Yeah, he's actually being forced to do a little bit of neutraling. Now, he does have the hard camp that's stacked up a couple times, and that will be a good way for him to come back into the game. But for now, hold up, Snowball, DK Phobos, Fisher, Light Striker rank, Will's landed. DK Phobos is not going to be able to get the Skewer in time. S4 picks up the first blood.
Yeah, they just played the spacing game perfectly there. Puppy with a really nice fissure, and Secret set that up really well, but this is a lane that you expect for them to get a kill here.
Yeah, absolutely. DK Phobos, as you said, should be able to get a decent amount of experience and maybe even some CS via the Shockwave, but it's just the triple stun lane that's tough for any offlaner. RTZ now comes back with full HP, full mana, and then is immediately rebuffed by G. Already being brought down to below half HP and is rapidly running out of tangos.
Yeah, and this is no longer a matchup, I think, where they can gank for him anymore, or it doesn't really matter if they gank him because he has boots. This is going to be incredibly hard to kill him, and they might actually just make an attempt for him here mid.
Yeah, slowing him down.
Levels of the last word. This might actually just kill him. One more hit.
Yeah, they're going to slow him down with the last word. A couple more right clicks. G, it is nighttime, making it a lot harder. He's going to live with 49 HP. Now G, he's in some serious trouble. Kuro actually picks up some illusions. G turns around trying to go for RTZ, but he pops a refraction, and G will end up going down. Silencer just getting a bit too aggressive, searching for that kill on Artur. It would have been a big boon for VP's laning phase if they'd gotten that kill, but the result is Secret are able to sneak in with their supports and get the counter kill.
I think in some ways that just goes to show how much respect they have for RTZ, because that dive was probably not going to be successful in any case.
Right.
You can dance around the tree line at nighttime. The Silencer doesn't have the best way to spot you. Both of his spells were on CD. But he dove it so hard because there was a chance at killing him. And the TP support is there. Enough people come in and they were able to kill him. But this is still a lane that G is doing fine and the TA isn't dominating. And she struggled pretty hard. She still doesn't have boots yet. Fully completes the magic wand before anything. And this is going to be a really crucial stack for her. Because this should be your level 6, and from here on out, you can finally see TA start to pressure the silencer.
Yeah, finally with being able to have the traps, you have kill potential solo against the silencer. Just lay down 1 or 2 traps. This, of course, means it's a little bit important for VP to either always have a support behind G, or even laying down an early counter ward, just to make sure the middle lane is cleared of those pesky traps. But while RTZ is farming up that hard camp, we've got Kuro, who's now going to take over the middle lane, getting that free experience. And our Magnus, DK Phobos, is actually just now heading back to lane. Comparing him as well as the offlaner Zai, he's level 4 and Zai is only level 3. Even when VP have rotated their supports into the middle lane, Zai is still not catching up to the Magnus.
It's just one of those lanes where he can't really afford to come up because Lil is just going to give him the right click, right click, right click. So you just have to stand back, spam Ion Shell pretty much, hope that the lane pushes up. I'd actually kind of like to see him just go to the jungle because he's not really pressuring the Medusa too much here. Like, she's perfectly fine when it comes to HP. She's got phase boots now too, level 4 Mystic Snake. It's going to be really, really, really hard for him to pressure him at all. So I think it's more important that Zai actually starts to get some amount of farm. But the reason he can't go there is because RTZ just cleared out most of the jungle camps.
Now here's a big advantage, especially with the change-up of some of the neutrals, such as Mud Golems now having a mana pool. You can easily clear through stacks with Mystic Stake because most of these neutrals do have a mana pool you're going to be able to leech from. You can just constantly spam this out over and over again. So Illidan is going to spend some time clearing through both this medium camp as well as the hard camp that's available to him and leave the top lane to DK Phobos, who's going to need some gold. Just getting the experience by itself is not good enough. You really need that Blink Dagger on a max.
Yeah, RTZ, even with all those stacks, is still only level 6. Whereas if you look at G, he is level 7. And I think the last time they played Silencer mid, he actually didn't get a lot of farmer levels, which is pretty typical of a Silencer mid. The weakness of the lane is just that it's incredibly easy to die. Almost any dive kills you.
Right.
So you need to have a really good start, but RTZ might just pick up Illidan here, and
they're going to go for Lil instead. It looks like they still have the 2-man smoke. They're going to come over. He's
got a global
there as well. They're going to go for G. Will be able to catch him out. The burst damage isn't quite there. He's going to be able to get away thanks to the telekinesis of Lil. Now S4 is going to have their turnaround with a global silence. They pick up the free intelligence, and now RTZ, well, he's stuck in a bad place here. He's got the TP, but can he actually get out of this situation? It's all 5 of VP running him down, and RTZ is definitely dead. +4 intelligence already for the silencer.
And this is so significant. These are the 2 cores from Secret that invaded so far into VP's jungle. So it costs VP almost nothing, no time at all. They'll just go back to their fountain. It's a really short trip. They can heal up, whereas Secret lose a lot out of that. Like the fact that S4 was pretty much free farming at bottom, and then he commits to that, and they don't even get a kill. And the other thing is, you just fed 4 intelligence away to the silencer at the same time, and TA especially can't afford to do that.
Right, she's incredibly dependent on the very limited mana pool that she has, so losing some of that intelligence is going to be difficult. Artur pushing forward, trying to catch him. Beautiful Ice Shards. God, in some serious trouble, doesn't have the global silence and will just be burst down. In fact, VP even canceling the TP there, knowing that there's nothing they could do to save their mid.
That was just Kuro with absolute sick Ice Shards. He placed those so well, there was no way he could get out, and it kept him stuck there for the entire duration. Well played by Secret, and they're putting a lot of pressure on this mid silencer, and they should. It's a lane that's incredibly weak, and you want to be able to punish it as much as you can. He has no escape mechanism, and it's not even that great if he gets, if he's underfarmed, it's incredibly bad, right? So you want to just put the pressure on him if there's anybody that you want to just put pressure on, and Illidan's going to rotate in mid because he's the tankiest by far, and they have to rotate him anytime they want to defend the tower, but what Secret are going to do is actually just rotate top because they know that a lot of heroes have rotated mid.
Yeah, essentially they're going to stay one step ahead of Virtus Pro. VP can't really get into a full-on team fight just yet, especially with Global Silence still down, so...
They should glyph this.
Alright, they don't actually pop it, that's fine. Tower still going to go down anyway to Zai. He gets some much-needed recovery gold there.
He's doing a good job right now, though. He's finally caught up. 25 CS and a tower kill? That's not too bad for a Darkseer, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, I'm still a bit concerned. Let's talk about Medusa item builds here, because Medusa is obviously one of the key factors for Virtus Pro in this game. Item-wise, what do you like to see from Medusa nowadays? Do you like to see a more aggressive hold-up? Zai's going to be caught here, telekinesis, and going to be bursting down nice and quick. The TP out is not going to be in time. Just too many heroes there.
Yeah, and Illidan gets the last hit. That helps her so much. But you were asking about item builds on Dusa. Scotty is incredibly common just because of what it gives you. It gives you a slow, which Medusa sorely needs. She gets kited so easily. This game, going for something like drums into like point booster isn't a bad idea either. The point booster just is one of the most value items in the game for the Medusa.
Yeah.
If you want to go for the drums, it means that you're typically going to be in a lot more early game engagements. You can go for the Lincolns here, I guess.
I feel like there's a lot of value in the just Yasha to begin with as well, and then you can choose your item build from there. Potentially going to Yasha, which is such a huge increase in farming speed for Medusa due to the both damage and attack speed increase. Illidan is trying to chase down S4 right now. DK Phobos does have an RP, but they're not actually going to go for S4. Just chasing him back. But yeah, like Yasha, and then you can make the decision perhaps to go into the Scotty or perhaps a Manta. It used to be the item build a lot of Lincolns, but it seems nowadays in the last few patches where we do see Dusa, it's just too slow of an item build. Not enough offense.
Yeah, that's why you don't see heroes like Morph so much anymore, because they rely on items like Lincolns. But
he's going to pop the global silence, but they're inside of the snowball. That means they are not silenced up, and G will go down. The telekinesis is going to be able to catch Kuro, though. RP being faked out. DK Phobos doesn't need it, though, and Zai, he's going to be caught too. Illidan, look into my eyes. He's going to be able to pick up that kill as well.
That's really good for VP, but at the same time, that silencer's dirt poor. He's not going to have a lot of impact. He needs items. Make no mistake about it. Silencer's the type of hero that if you don't have items, you can't just solely rely on levels to be able to bail yourself out.
Right.
Like, there are some heroes in the mid lane where it doesn't matter too much. An SF will eventually catch up because he can go to the jungle, but Silencer doesn't have that same amount of space.
Yeah, this is why you would sometimes see the carry silencers going for the Hand of Midas, just because both levels and farm were so critical. Illidan's going to be caught here, Light Strike Array combination, but of course Illidan is so tanky thanks to that level 3 mana shield. They get the deny in the end, but Illidan is now blocked out, and the snowball grabs everybody through. DK Phobos, he missed the cure, still going to be getting a 3-man RP. They need to get Furnace Pro out of here though. FNG, there goes the Laguna Blade, Ice Shards on top of the Magnus as well, and FNG is going to be caught. Arteezy runs him down easily with the Ion Shell, and it's only really G. He may not even survive. As the trap goes off, slows him down. Ice Shards blocking him out. Lil comes in, trying to stop this aggression, but a snowball will still be able to bring them into the tier 3 tower.